Hi everyone, welcome to Diana's Table. Today I'm going to be making Korean style Minari and calamari salad. Spring is a good time for Minari as well as calamari in Korea. It's really nice and fresh and sweet and tart. So let's get started. So we have 2 whole calamaris here. And I'm going to show you how I prep the calamari. So it's important to have the calamari with the head down onto the board. And I'm going to cut it half like this, all the way to the head. When you open it up, you can see the innards. You take the leg part and pull up. And it should just come up together like this. You take it over here, and I usually just cut where the eyes are, like this. And then you go through the center of the legs to make sure you also get the mouth of the calamari out. So now the leg part is ready. And then you want to get the skin off the calamari. And the best way to do it is take a dry paper towel, peel the skin away from the meat of the calamari. So you pull. Okay, good. Now I'm going to slightly cut to make sure, score the inside of the calamari like this. Don't cut all the way through because you just want to make sure that it has the nice crisscross section. You turn it around and then you do another scoring, making sure that it's you get a nice crisscross. So if you look closely, you can see the diamond-shaped scoring onto the meat of the calamari. So you take the calamari into a bowl and you add some salt because you need to clean the calamari a little bit and get rid of that kind of a gooey stuff. Wash it in cold water, and can you see how the water has become kind of murky? All that sort of the mucus from the calamari is out. Just make sure. And it's really important to wash the legs very carefully. You sort of rub it together to get all the bad things out of the little suction here. So when the water boils, then you put the calamari in to blanch it a little bit. You don't want to really overcook it because if you overcook it, it becomes really too tough. So I'm going to cut the calamari into bite-sized pieces. Here I'm just going to use the body portion, not the head. So just remove the head part. You can save the head for other cooking, which I'll show you later. I'm going to cut it into half. I overlap and maybe cut it into little strips, maybe 1 centimeter and maybe 4 or 5 centimeters on the side. So I'm using Korean cucumber, which is nice, long and thin. I'm going to cut it in half like this. Then I'm going to slice it a little bit thick because you don't want it to be too thin. Put the cucumbers into a bowl. So you salt the cucumber a little bit, and I'm going to shake the bowl just to make sure that salt is evenly coating the cucumber. It can be kind of a messy situation because the salt is going all over the place. So I'm going to prep the minari now. You may be kind of unfamiliar with this vegetable. It's Korean watercress, or I think they even call it water parsley. There are leaves on this Korean water parsley, and I don't really like to use the leaves because sometimes they can be a little bit bitter. And I like to use the stalk portion only. So you can, here I've already cleaned the minari and gotten rid of most of the leaves. So I'm going to cut the minari into maybe about 4 to 5 centimeters in length. This way it's easier to eat in a salad. And also it's easier to cut this into the size before I blanch it. I like to blanch my minari because usually, as you know, it's grown in water and there could be little bugs that we don't really see with our own eyes. So it's always recommended that you wash it with vinegar water or blanch it. So as soon as the water starts to boil, you add maybe a teaspoonful of salt. Remember that you always need to have salted water when you are blanching vegetables, especially green vegetables. So I'm going to add the minari. So you don't really have to cook the minari too long. Remember, you can actually eat it raw, but I just like to blanch it a little bit because I want to clean it. So I think the nice green color is ready. You have to put it right away into the ice water. This way it'll keep the color and also make the minari nice and crunchy. So I've already added all the liquid ingredients, including the sugar. Make sure that the sugar is melting. Then I'm going to add a little more of the spicy ingredients, like gochujang here, 1 tablespoon of gochujang. And then gochugaru. I'm using the fine gochugaru, but if you don't have the fine gochugaru, you can use regular ones as well. And then minced garlic. With any kind of sauce, it's really important to make this ahead before you put the vegetables in. So, as I said, the seasoning can mingle with each other. The color looks beautiful. And let me taste it a little bit. It's nice and sweet, but at the same time has that little tartness. I think it's ready. So I'm going to add the minari to my calamari along with the cucumbers. And then the sliced onions with some hot pepper and green pepper. So mix the calamari with the vegetables. And I'm going to add the sauce now. And then mix well. It's really nice and crunchy, and it tastes sweet and tart at the same time. So the salad is ready. I'm going to finish it with some whole roasted sesame seeds. And let me try it. Can you hear the crunchiness of the minari? I can taste the spring in my mouth. Happy cooking and happy eating.